Here come the lights. We are green.
This is now side by side for the race lead.
Yeah, big pile up there.
They're so close. Gets a bump for his trouble.
Mad stuff.
It's going to be a photo finish, folks.
Hello and welcome back to Live the Speed for the Layout Racing League 2025 season finale, round 12 here at the Layout Square at the S1DUS Ring with the Formula Skippy. And tonight I'm joined in the commentary box by Eoin Harmon. Eoin, how's it going?
I'm all right, Pete. Thanks for asking. And my sympathies go out to everybody just absolutely suffering in this sunshine. So, give it your best shot today, and hopefully the sun will eventually cool down for a little bit for us.
Indeed. Well, tonight we're looking forward to the 16 laps around here because it has been declared non-championship. Therefore, we're going to do half the advertised race distance down from 32 to 16. There is still going to be that mandatory pit stop, so we're expecting around half an hour of racing in this one. In the Formula Skippy, the 2-litre inline-4 rear-wheel drive, half-ton, 151 brake horsepower, single-seater based on the Formula Skip Barber, of course, here in Live Speedo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we do have the fascination combo here. The Formula Skippy, very small, agile, open-wheeler car. It should still reach decent speeds despite its bite size, but the S1DUS Ring has that blend of technical corners. You'll see in Sector 1 there. Overtaking should be possible in turns 1 and 3. Then there's the long blast with just that one final curve before the drivers can get going flat out. And then the final sector again opens up more opportunities before they curve back onto the main straight, a bit like the Algarve in Portugal has a very similar finish to the lap to that circuit.
Indeed. Today is the last round of a 12-round championship, and because it's non-championship, it means that the Drivers' Championship standings, as advertised here, are final, and Sufor is the champion of Layout Racing League, even though that was pretty much certain anyway going into this round, wasn't it, Eoin? Because look at the gap that he has managed to gain over Nozzle. Vladislav, Magic, Sean, Mandula, Ricardo, Flyaway 57, Texas, and Redbot, your top 10 for this year's championship. As the drivers are warming up and ready to go, bang on 35 minutes past 4, 25 to 5 here in the UK. We're going to be getting racing in just a couple of seconds' time. 16 laps though, and it should be fun, it should be fast, and we've got a handful of drivers, including our very own Chris McElroy, who's going to race.
Yeah, Chris has done everybody a great favour here to add to the numbers by an extra one. Just literally this second, he decided I'm going to do it and make sure we have 7 cars on the grid, which gives us that little bit of variety. It makes any race free to be exciting. So let's get to the track.
Yeah, let's go for this final race of this climate.
Deep breaths and get ready for the launch. 2 red lights and then the green. Here we go. Sufor, our new champion, has the lead already sewn up here. Sean Lee and Rayman will go side by side into curve number 1. Very hard braking zone, the acute right angle. But Sean Lee braver on the brakes this time and will defend second place. MS Dan is coming out of pit lane, so maybe he had a last second adjustment that's cost him the chance to start in his regular grid spot. Otherwise, clean start.
Yeah, we'll get an update on the running order at the sector line. Sufor is currently leading, however, is reported as last on our timing screens.
Yeah, how bizarre.
But yeah, we'll get an update on that in a second as the drivers make their way around on this first lap. There you go, Sufor to the lead.
He can change that number to be number 1 if he so chooses, I believe. If he just does it for the laugh, I suppose. He has every right to do it. Sean Lee, Mini Monaco was on sim broadcasts a couple of months ago, and Sean probably felt that was one that got away from just a little bit, as strategy, I think, played its part that afternoon. But yeah, now it's a non-championship. Everybody can just let the hair down and just go for it. No need to think about championship points any longer. And Sean Lee in the sector 2, the more high-speed part of the track, he's definitely gained some time back on Sufor.
Yeah, you'll notice extra runoffs have been added to the S1DUS Ring for this race in a variant of the original, as Sean is trying to line up and move on Sufor out of the penultimate corner. Here we go past that sweeping final bend that Eoin was talking about in the pre-show, and Sean has got a nice slipstream here.
Oh, he's used too much of the curbs on the outside, the sleeping policeman. That's going to deny him about 3 to 4 tenths on this run to turn 1. Rayman by himself in third, but there's a chance just in the background there. It's Redbot against Magic. So race green teammates going neck and neck here. Sean uses the wall there as a unintended guide, but now he's got a superb run on Sufor, but turn 4 is going to force them to dab on the brakes and change down before they get going again. Bit of lag for Sufor, so hopefully he's able to... Yes, there he is. He's rejoined as normal, and Sean, he's going to take the high side. It should be 170 kilometers an hour, 5th gear, before they have to slow back down for this flowing right-hander, but it is very misleading. You're going to go very wide with the understeer. Maybe a chance for a cutback. That wall on the left-hand side will take your car into orbit there if you hit it at full speed, but Sean, no problem there. And there's the overtake completed earlier on in the lap by Redbot, so he's breaking clear of Magic. And then Elmo in his plain red car, just trying to keep up as best he can as a pure last second entrant with no prior practice. So yeah, that's a reasonable effort to get him 6 out of 6, and hopefully just keeping the car nice and clean.
The real reason he's joined is because he trusts us to be able to keep track of 5 cars, Owen.
That's
so
fair,
yeah, let's do our best while he's on the racetrack. Yeah, Rayman P3. If he's lucky, he might be able to gain more out of that, because these two are going wheel to wheel once again, costing each other time. And there you see Sean getting all out of shape again over the sleep placement.
Yeah, he wanted to angle the car in at the last possible moment, but it wasn't going to cooperate, even if you got the tail happy there. So Sufor, despite conceding fastest lap and the outside line was open to Sean there, he couldn't complete the pass, and he's now going to have to work as hard as he can for the 3rd time. Like in lap 1 he had a chance to take the lead, lap 2 he was so close, now lap 3 he has to get back to where he was.
Yeah, well, Sufor super comfortable out the front. Oh, but it's gone really wide. Just
Wow.
as I said that, Sean too almost spinning out a little bit over the curb, but he's back right in the slipstream. Sufor with a mistake at the final corner in that sector as we head down to this part of the track that I always really like. It's got parallels in the Formula One racing calendar. Double left into a tight left-hand hairpin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, about the Sakir International Circuit. Yeah, that's definitely my first guess. And
or
now
the Circuit of the Americas as well.
Yeah,
We've
exactly.
got Sufor with a little bit of lag there.
Yeah, so Sean is quicker on this lap as he needed to be. Sufor just trying to keep it on the island now after that one mistake cost him a little bit of time. So yeah, Sean made up for his mistake in sectors 2 and 3, but it's Rayman with a new fastest lap, and he's just 2 seconds behind our race leaders. Redbot is about 4/10 clear of Magic, and Chris McElroy another 8 and 7/10 back himself, so not too bad.
I can hear how Chris is doing with his microphone. However, I can't see him at the moment as we watched from the onboard of Sean. And yeah, if Rayman sticks with it and keeps consistent, he could have a chance here. Sufor's doing a nice job out the front at the moment.
Yeah, Sean prefers using the inside curbing there to keep him on the right path. Sufor let it run out a bit wide, and Sean using that little extra speed I think he's got underneath him. Yeah, he's going to try and brake a little bit later, get his traction sorted out before the exit. So yeah, that's a prime example there. Sufor a bit more relaxed on the brakes, where Sean is aggressive, and that levels them out just a bit more again. And Sufor, comparing split times, he's just a 400ths better off this lap. Yeah, Sean is going to get a lovely slipstream now if he can just watch out for that snap oversteer.
Yeah, and it's going to be a wide exit. He's going to try and cut back on the straight, but it's not going to be enough. No, another trip over the rumble strips for Sean. Sufor should be safe on this lap as well.
That's pretty good. But yeah, new fastest lap by Sufor. He actually managed to nail that final sector, and that's better than anyone else so far in the 146s. Rayman, he's just trying his best, but that lap wasn't as good, so he's a little bit shaky, but not the worst either. About a second lost that last lap. Sean is looking and waiting to see what could happen. Turn 4, not an overtaking point whatsoever, unless you're already side by side before the lift off on the accelerator, and now a chance to get the power down.
Yeah, he keeps hunting for opportunities, but Sufor is answering every question that Sean is asking at the moment. So But again, Su4 wide over the rumble strips. That's going to compromise him. Yeah. The variant of this circuit that most drivers will be used to doesn't have any runoffs. It's just walls all the way around. So you wouldn't be able to get away with that at all. So, yeah, it adds a little bit of uncertainty.
Right, you are. And again, comparing those split times, it's almost dead heat there. 1 minute 12.4 for both, but Su4 just that 100th better off, and maybe they should be leveled out onto the start finish straight. Here we go. Su4, he's closer to the wall this time. Sean is going to split out a bit, so he's going to have speed disadvantage. Yeah, he's lost about 6 kilometers an hour there, and Su4 has ended up with the better lap anyway. And again, it's just one of those things, but it's take 2 here between Redbot and Magic. They're about half a second apart. Nothing to shake your fist at. So Magic trying his best to re-overtake his teammate. So yeah, the poor old Rayman is the odd one out here, right in the middle of the top 5. Not able to compete with anybody at the minute.
Yeah, and there's Elmo coming across start finish down to first corner. As our race leaders, yeah.
A little bit of oversteer again, making sure ahead of that mandatory stop, you just have to get into pit lane, and you're allowed straight back out again if you don't require any service whatsoever. You can just literally stop in the box and go. Su4 will have that advantage where you could catch Sean by surprise, or else if he sees Sean trying to play the gambit, then he can respond immediately, or else save it to the very last minute depending on how he feels. So blue flags shouldn't be a problem here today.
This is a good run from Sean. A little bit of a touch of the wall, but it doesn't matter. Su4 got a worse exit. Sean in the slipstream to the inside. No, Su4 later on the brakes, able to hold the speed around the outside as well. Sean taking too much of the apex. And Su4 has got everything covered here at the moment. Just one corner to go on this lap, and this is where Sean went off very, very wide on the previous lap. Needs to tighten it up now. Oh, but he's hit the rumbles again. But it could be all right. He might be able to get the inside line. Su4 will defend it. Sean's going to try and go around the long way.
Fastest lap by Sean. Now it's a repeat of lap 2. Can he get it correctly adjusted for himself? Yes, he has.
Oh, that's
new
a nice
leader.
move.
Well done. The brand new champion concedes position to the host of the series. And now let's find out how things compare now that Su4 has to do the chasing. Maybe he'll think, all right, I'll take my stop now. We're nearly at halfway. And yeah, this is Su4's chance maybe just to play backup plan and defeat Sean that way.
Well, the gap's already quite big. Sean's been hungry for this the whole race. We're almost at halfway, and we have a new leader. Su4 goes from the hunted to the hunter, and well, what can he do from this position? Magic has made his way up to P3 past Rayman. So Rayman's had an incident somewhere.
Yeah, Rayman has been slow in the last lap or so.
Yeah, it wasn't his mandatory stop. He just decided.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he just made a mistake or something. Yeah. He lost half a second in just one lap, really.
Yeah, all our drivers need to stop at least once in a pit box. They don't need to do any work, but there is a mandatory pit stop that these drivers will need to make, which adds another sort of degree of uncertainty to the outcome, and it could be the difference between either Sean or Su4 winning, because look at this, Su4 is right back under the gearbox of Sean Lee, and he has a slipstream. This could be another pass for the lead if we're lucky.
Yeah, we've had the first pass for the lead officially, and Sean, despite the fastest lap, it is still very competitive work from Su4, and he plays the Uno reverse card to restore his lead. And Sean must be thinking, that's not fair. You just did what I did.
You copied him. Well, Sean should have defended it on the other side of the road, maybe. Tried to force Su4 into something less familiar. But Su4 back in the lead as we head towards halfway. And, well, very clearly, very evenly matched here. And that means we're going to have an exciting finish. We're not going to have any idea who's going to win between those two. Magic is currently on a provisional podium with Rayman sort of dropping to P4 of his own volition. Red bot there in P5. And Elmo at the back in P6 at the moment as it stands.
Yeah, so all 6 competitors are still running. And no mandatory pit stop has been served just yet. Maybe maybe it'll be time for one of our lead pair to make the call just to get it out of the way. And then they'll have a clear run for the remaining 6 laps once they've done their out lap. S1DUS defending the apex there. He's going to be loose. So Sean has the chance to duck in, but he chooses not to. He'd rather play the same overtake, so we'll have another lead change coming up if both cars stay on the right side of the curb. And yeah, he's going to do it here on the inside. S1DUS will have to be very late on the brakes to defend this.
Yeah, but it's the favoured overtaking line by the looks of it. Sean has a much tighter line through here. S1DUS can carry much more speed, but it is Sean back into the lead with a different overtake this time on the inside. And S1DUS switching back.
Yeah, that's
Feisty.
what I thought could have happened in this race. Turn 3 is an overtaking zone, but S1DUS is the first in this battle to make it stick, and he does have the chance to power out of the corner. Yeah, he's got a slightly worse exit, I have to say. Maybe not as good as it was set to be. And it's going to be tight here. S1DUS and Sean still side by side. Maybe S1DUS is going to leave the door open. Yeah, he's off into the background, and that's Sean back ahead. So we've seen 3 overtakes this lap. This is absolutely sublime.
Yeah, well, you don't need a lot of cars to create action when you've got Sean and S1DUS on the track, apparently. Happy to leave the cameras trained on these two for now, and they're making it quite easy for us, that's for sure. S1DUS is back in the slipstream once again for the short run up to the final complex, and will it be a 4th pass in at 1 lap? May well be. Oh, S1DUS catching a little bit too much of the apex, not able to get through, and Sean a little bit tail happy, but S1DUS probably going to wait till the straight this time. So yeah, decent lap, certainly entertaining. As out onto the home straight we go for the 9th time, and Sean defends. I think S1DUS is going to be completely passed by the time they get to turn 1. Oh no, is he backed out of it?
No, he's there. Just has to brake later. Yeah, Sean is backed out. Yeah, S1DUS gets the lead back. Magic has left. Red bot for Dust. Rayman really struggling now. He's down to 5th. He's lost about 9 seconds compared to where he should be, about 8 or 9 seconds. And yeah, that's Rayman's chance for a podium pretty much out of reach today. That's a great shame. He's qualifying at a very respectable pace, but I'm afraid it is 5th place for him at the minute. And Chris McElroy lapped about 6 seconds better off than him, actually. 7 seconds pretty much thereabouts. So yeah, there's a chance for Chris to have a battle after all, but it's still all about the lead pair.
Riding on the nose on board of Sean Lee, and you can see there S1DUS another awkward exit, but Sean has nowhere to go. The wall greets them both, and into the final complex we go again.
Oh, he's pulling into the pits. This is it now. Sean sets the tone now for S1DUS to follow or else ignore completely. On the pit limiter goes Sean. He'll know the rules better than anyone else because he wrote them. So get into your pit box of choice and get going again.
Yeah, let's see how he does. This could separate these two and give us the give us the name of the winner pretty soon as he heads for the exit.
Magic in the pits too.
Back onto the track. Yeah.
Redbot will inherit third place briefly. Rayman carries on, and Elmo carries on. So only 2 stoppers out of the 6 so far.
Well, Su4 knows what Sean has done, and let's see if Su4 will pit on this lap or wait a little bit longer. What would you do in this position, Eoin? Would you wait and just keep track position?
I'd look at my sector 2 time. If it's on course for a fast lap, I'd let it play out. But if not, then yeah, I would get into the pits immediately. Just get rid of a below target lap and never mind it. Whereas if he is on a very rapid lap, then he should complete it, I think.
Well, let's see what Su4 chooses to do.
Yeah, he's in. Sean is heading into the final left-hander of the lap before he has to slow again for the hairpin. Electing to go on the very last section of pit boxes. Sean, a bit of hesitation there for Su4. He doesn't know which box he wants.
Oh,
he picks one at last. So yeah, maybe Sean Lee will pounce on this because he was dead set on the box he wanted. And that's definitely going to give him a few tenths of advantage. Out of the pits comes Su4. He needs to stay in the blend line. Sean is at full pace now, 200 kilometers an hour. He is through. Oh, wow. He's going to be a little bit out of rhythm now. Having to slow down. But yeah, that critical hesitation in the pit lane gave Sean Lee the advantage he really needed. But now it is about Su4 getting back to his best and giving Sean that final fight for victory. And at the moment, yeah, Sean's definitely got this opportunity in one hand. He needs to get it in both just to be, certain of it. And
yeah, the gap
huge
is
moment
8
in this race.
It's nothing. Yeah. So we're back to where we were, but Su4 will have less of a slipstream. Sean has an opportunity here to run away if he can just hook up a couple more corners towards the end of the lap, and then he'll only have 4 to go before the checkered flag on the season. But nothing to do. Su4 is our champion, but wouldn't Su4 love to go out with a win over the host and the promoter, Sean Lee?
Yeah, exactly. To be awarded the Champions Trophy is great enough for Su4. Sean Lee will have to hypothetically present it, but to beat him on the final day of the season, albeit it is non-championship fair, then yeah, it would be extra special for him. So Sean would have to concede both the honours today. But we have a bit of a chance now. Su4, I think, is now back to his ideal pace as Sean locks in another 145.7, just shy of his absolute best lap, just a few hundreds away. So Su4, we've got to watch him very closely and see if he can get 145 himself for the first time this race, or else, yeah, Sean will have that little bit of a mental game advantage.
Yeah, Su4 gained on Sean by 1/10 of a second in the previous lap, so the momentum is still there. Extra motivation. So let's see, can Su4 chip away at the time and make the move on that final lap, which is coming up in 3 laps' time. Not long to go now. The rest of the field have absolutely disappeared behind them. 10 seconds the gap between Sean and Redbot, and Su4 is right there. He's just on the cusp of a slipstream, but it's not enough at this stage.
Yeah, Sean recovers that oversteer very well indeed. Comparing split times, we should have an idea after this corner where they stand on this lap. Su4, yeah, there we go, 111.2 for Su4, 111.32 for Sean, so yeah, 1/10 of a second. If you do that one more time, then yeah, you will have slipstream on the start finish straight, and then we'll have another battle to declare our final winner of Layout Racing League for this season.
Oh, it's exciting stuff. And let's see what they can do as they emerge onto the home straight once again. Over start finish, the gap up again. So yeah, we are into Seesaw with 3 laps to go.
In the end, Sean was better on the start finish straight. He got the better lap actually by just the 100th. Sufort needs to try what he did previously and make it count. Rayman makes his pit stop successfully. Magic will be back through, whereas Redbot and Elmo, I think, have to serve. No, Elmo is in the pit, so we just have Redbot required to make his stop. There we go. So 5 of the 6 drivers are in compliance with our rules.
Yeah, Chris back out on the track. Some 46 seconds off our race leader, but that's fair enough. He only decided to join the race moments before the green flag, as we switch back to our leaders, who are closer actually than they have been since they came out of the pits. So yeah, we're into interesting territory with these two, but time is ticking away. Sean Lee in the hot seat at the moment.
Yeah, on this lap, he's in position to have a faster turn of it. Let's see if it will prove to be.
Yeah, I think it's been a good lap. It's been a strong lap. The gap's gone up.
The clock has struck midnight just a moment ago in Singapore. So yeah, maybe, I know it's an equatorial climate there anyway, but you know, the fact that he just doesn't have the sun like us Europeans or North Americans, for example. Oh, it's a big wobble, just as I say.
Oh no!
And Sufor's got an open goal.
Oh no!
Sorry, Sean.
Sean, curse at the commentator, maybe. I don't know, but I'll just put that one there. That's unlucky. Wide at turn 1. And Sufor takes full advantage, and the gap is back to where it was in the other direction. So Sean has made his work doubly difficult here. He has the pace, he's got the fastest lap, but he's now got about a second gap to Sufor. He's dropped the ball just when it mattered most. He didn't have to take the risk. But an unfortunate mistake there might have cost him it.
Yeah, that one hesitation has cost him. He knows he does have the great lap times underneath him. He does have 1.5 laps to recover it and win the race to conclude his organized championship for another year. Yeah, he is not too badly placed now. If he can get a late break into the final hairpin, then he could definitely give Sufor. Oh, Sufor does hit the curb quite awkwardly. He has to dance on the apex slowly but surely to get moving. And Sean is ready for this critical attack. The most popular overtaking point for this pair of drivers is coming up, and Sean has to be
too far back.
Yeah, he's a little bit too far back, but he has to think of something later in the lap to win this race.
He's coming back at him slowly, but it's not going to be enough in the braking zone unless he goes for some 9-mile dive bomb. He's thinking about it. No, just fading to the right. Trying to put Sufor off a little bit as we go on to the final lap of the final round of Layout Racing League 2025. Sufor's already the champion, but wouldn't he love to seal a final win as Sean dives to the inside of the hairpin, and now the gloves are off. Sean retakes the lead. Fantastic.
Yeah, the temptation was certainly worth it for Sean to slide into that gap. Oh, maybe Sufor is ducked underneath into the turn 4. Now the run to turn 5, they're side by side. Sufor has a nose ahead. This turn 5 is flat in these cars pretty much until the very last moment. Then it's turn 6.
Still side by side, still perfectly side by side. Sean giving him room as he should. Still side by side. Sean takes the lead through here, but Sufor might have a good run because Sean has clipped the curb again.
Oh, Sufor's in line. He's in line to dive in. Sean has to yield. He tries a switchback.
It's not worked.
Yes, he does have a chance. Sufor leads, but it's down to the hairpin, I think. Sean Lee has to stay on the outside to then get the inside line. He's going for it. Sufor won't have access to the tight apex. And Sean has to push him wide to win the race. No, he slid. He slid. And Sufor has done it. He's the champion and he's the concluding winner of the 2025 campaign here in Layout Racing League. Congratulations to Sufor going backwards over the line.
Well, that was a way to finish the race for sure. Fair play to both of them. Sean threw absolutely everything at Sufor there. 3 overtakes on the final lap with a couple of brave moves, and well, that certainly made up for the small grid that we had here tonight. These two absolutely going for it, and what a finish. They're still waiting for the other cars to come across the line. We've got Magic rounding the final corner. He will take the final step on the LRL round 12 podium. Here he comes for race green. Start finish.
Hooray.
Followed by Redbot, who was looking like he was going to take P3, but some issues early on meant that he dropped to P4. Rayman quickly following behind for the Born to Race team. And then we're going to just wait for Chris to come around the final corner too.
Yeah, he's going to try and hold it on the turn-in point. Yeah, he doesn't need to taunt those curbs. He's definitely completed the turn nicely. And yeah, I think it's tough round there for Elmo just to turn up without any practice whatsoever. But yeah, fair play. He did get a lap under 1 minute 50. So yeah, that would have been decent enough in qualifying anyway. So yeah, great effort there from our broadcast colleague.
Absolutely. Well, here are the results of the final race of the championship. It's Sufor, our championship leader, winning in 28 minutes 55 seconds ahead of Sean Lee. It did look like it was going to go the other way, but in the end, Sufor had it all under control. That might be stretching it slightly, but anyway, he won, and good for him. Magic takes the third step on the podium. Redbot, Rayman, and Elmo are your 6 finishers from 6 starters. And it was Sean who can say that he took the fastest lap in the end, a 1:45.48, to round out this championship season.
Exactly, yeah. It's been definitely a very lengthy campaign, 12 rounds in total. Stretching back must have been towards February or something like that, yeah. Or January even, yeah. January we gave it a look on the sim broadcasts. And then March we did have a show from Mini Monaco. That was the fantastic, I think, 2-1 replica of Monaco for the Formula 60s. And now we're back for this non-championship finale with the reduced attendance. I suppose not as many people could make it today, which is a great shame. But yeah, it's definitely a memorable campaign, I'm sure. And Sufor will delight in winning the championship trophy.
Absolutely, he will. That brings to a close our coverage here tonight from the S1DUS Ring. Feel free to grab LFS S3 and try it out for yourself. It is a fabulous layout created by the S1DUS drivers. And yeah, the Formula Skippy 2 is a great car to throw around the layouts that people create in LFS as well. So from all of us here at Sim Broadcast, all we are left to do is to thank all of the drivers that competed throughout the year. Nico, Pantola and Sean for promoting and organising the series. New Dimension Racing for, of course, their sanctioning and support. To Chris McElroy for the cameras for our broadcasts. To Eoin for joining me in the commentary box. And to you, our wonderful viewers, for tuning in for the action we bring you here from Live for Speed. From all of us here, have a good one. I'll see you on the next, and good night.
Bye-bye.
Here come the lights. We are green.
This is now side by side for the race lead.
Yeah, big pile up there.
They're so close. That's a bump for his trouble.
Mad stuff.
It's going to be a photo finish, folks.